Hey everybody, welcome to 2025, where billionaires buy islands and get tax breaks and the poor get evicted with zero opportunity. GT, what's happening in California? What's happening everywhere? What's the deal here?
Yes, I brought this up to you because I've been looking into the big beautiful bill. I call it the big bloated bill, and it's basically they're selling it. Oh, it's tax cuts for the everyone, and it's skewed. The people that are going to benefit from this the most are the people that need it the least. I was looking at Larry Ellison. He owns 98% of Lanai Island in Hawaii. There's only really nine populated islands in Hawaii, and that's obscene. I don't know why it's like that, and yet how many programs are getting cut? How many programs got cut just because of the Doge things? And now there's not going to be any money for these programs that people really need.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it, we're not here for anybody to think we're looking for pity for us. We don't give a shit. Ourselves
Yeah.
personally, we made it through with little to no help. But you know why? We've been around the horn. We're not kids. And you've had an opportunity as a kid, you need to have that. And they're taking it all away. You look at Job Corps. I mean, I'm familiar with Job Corps. When I was in law enforcement, I knew a lot of guys and gals both who came through Job Corps. That shit works. It works. I mean, so you want to take away from those opportunities for kids and benefit society. And you talk about crime rates. If they don't have something to do, that's where some of these kids get in trouble. But instead of doing that, let's give the opportunities to billionaires to have more money to buy shit they want. And I'm an old Republican. So if you think I'm saying this from a liberal heart, you're dead wrong. I don't think that way at all. I'm saying it's from a common sense thing. I can't even fathom how the hell this is happening. You got to be like a sociopath almost to think this is reality.
Oh, it's beyond really comprehensive. Even the robber barons at the turn of the 19th century, like they owned a square block downtown New York, the Vanderbilts or what have you, Rockefellers. But I mean, the wealth now that's being created is obscene for this top percent. It's like you just said, if you don't feed a kid that's going to school, the chances of him ended up in prison jump dramatically. They don't learn as well when they're hungry. There's so many things that spending a little bit of money on these underprivileged kids actually saves us billions of dollars in incarceration, in drug abuse, alcohol abuse, which is a drug, and that's all going to get cut in the new big bloated bill because this tax break is basically most of it's going to go to the people, which I say they pay the most taxes, but well, they should. America's done them right.
Exactly. I mean, they do. You make that kind of money, and that's you reward. You don't reward. Be fair to the country that helps you make it. Now, you think about this for everyone of us out here who isn't a billionaire. What is the worth for everyone here? So, one person takes that money. I'm going to use Larry Ellison again. I'm reading right here off the study that was done about it. He bought the grocery stores, the gas stations, and newspapers, all the employers. He's the landlord for all of them, and he's the only decision maker allowed on the island. What does that sound like to you? I think we had a Revolutionary War to get away from that shit at one time, and now they're buying their way back into it. You know,
Yeah.
you can have all the money you want for all the pleasure you want and that kind of stuff. I understand that. But there's a certain point in these people talk all this crap. How much more do you need? My granddad said one time, rich or poor, you're all buried in the same dirt. And that's the reality. There's things you could do with some of the money, and I'm not talking about being a socialist. Somebody will tell us we'll get attacked, and they'll say, "Well, you're talking about just giving all your wealth away." No, he couldn't give all his wealth away. I don't think it's possible. But you could do something with some of it, because some kid who's born out who isn't the lucky sperm, he could use a little hand, or she could use a little hand going up the ladder.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, being fallen out. I had a girlfriend. I was with her for years. She was third generation Beverly Hills. Her family had a lot of money, and she goes basically, I fell out of the right puss, and she used to say that, and and she knew it was a joke, and it's stuff out there like me and you want to make it, Jack, and we're gonna make it, and we're gonna make this brewery business work, but I also want to help out some brothers and sisters getting out of prison, get involved in the business, and maybe giving them a start. When my dad started, Jack, in the he ran a cat, Dozer, and you could buy a house and raise a family doing that. Well, good luck with that today. And
Yeah.
yet, it's never, the wealthy inequality has never been like this. Jack, when did the economy grow the most? In the 60s. What was
Yeah.
the top tax rate then? What, like 80% or something?
80 or 90%. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it seemed to work. And I hate to talk about bringing it back, but it hasn't worked really since. If you think about it in a consistent manner, you know. But the reality is, there's been some guys along the way that had ideas about how to utilize the taxes better instead of bloating the government. I'm not in favor of that. But instead of when these people want to, trim down the government, they're not really trimming down the government. They're trimming down services that are needed. And please, all of you out there who tell me, well, those things cost money. Well, of course they do. But leave the people in those jobs there. They're actually doing something. You don't need limo drivers all over damn Washington, D.C. And if you think I'm shitting, go look at it sometime. My God, how many of those do you need? That, people don't need to stay in these huge fancy motels when they come here. Cut some of that crap down for the kid who's living on a cot filled with cockroaches while you take care of some foreign dignitary. Let's get realistic about some of this. And my problem, I'm going to say this real quick, with the Republican Party, have been a number of things lately, but we've always had one problem in that party. We were, and I'm ashamed to say this, but I'm going to say it. We're always worried about the unborn, always worried about them. We're going to save the unborn. We're going to stop abortion. But as soon as the egg pops, we don't give a shit about you anymore. And that was ungodly truth.
That's the whole specious argument about no, it's a crime and stuff, but it's not a crime to leave them hanging once they are born. It's I do hate sounding like a bleeding heart in ways, but it's getting out of whack. It was never this out of whack. And like I said, we're just using Larry Ellison as an example, owning a Hawaiian Island, a good sized one, mind you. I'm more like, hey, look, and Bill Gates, man, and Warren Buffett, whether you like them or not, they made it. And guess what? They're giving their money away.
Yeah.
They're not passing it on. Bill Gates is probably, whether you think he's put microchips in the vaccines in Africa, I don't fucking know. Maybe he did, but whatever. He wants to save a lot of lives right now, and try to help out, and I think that's cool, But let's everybody pay attention to this big bloated bill that's coming out, because there's things in there that are probably going to affect you or your family, and and we got to pay attention, because they're trying to give it they're trying to give it to the people who don't need it, and I don't think we have to do that at this time.
No. Hey, folks, subscribe, punch in, give us a thumbs up, give us a critique, see what you think. We're coming back with more of this. We ain't done. Anything else, GT?
Nah, you already told them to subscribe or give us a thumbs up. Please do it, and we'll be talking to you again on this subject. This is something near and dear to my heart.
And it's not going. It's not going away for a while. Looks like Jack and GT back here later with from Fed joints to beer joints. See y'all later.